They didn't just come for my father. They came for all of us. That's how Eric Trump begins his story, not with a campaign, not with applause, but with chaos. Because in his eyes, the Trump family didn't just enter politics. They walked straight into war. And this book, Under Siege, is his battlefield diary. A story about loyalty, power, family, and what happens when the full force of the system turns its eyes on you. He says the moment his father came down that golden escalator, everything changed. The world divided overnight, and the name Trump became a lightning rod. Supporters saw strength. Critics saw danger. And Eric? He saw the cost. He watched his family transform from builders and entrepreneurs into constant targets, in courtrooms, in headlines, on social media. He says, we were no longer just a family. We were the story. Under Siege is his attempt to reclaim that story, to show the human side behind the headlines, the late nights, the exhaustion, the loyalty that refuses to break even when the whole world seems to want you gone. He describes his father's presidency as a storm. Constant movement, constant scrutiny. There were victories, there were mistakes, and there was always noise. But through it all, Eric claims one thing remained the same. A belief that they were fighting for something bigger than politics. A belief that America itself was under siege. He paints vivid scenes of raids, lawsuits, and relentless public attacks. He writes about watching his family's name dragged through every media outlet in the country. He doesn't ask for pity, he demands recognition. Because to him, the siege isn't about a political party. It's about what happens when standing up for your beliefs makes you a target. He challenges readers to think about loyalty, what it means to protect your family when the world calls them the enemy. And whether you agree with him or not, one thing's clear. This is a man who feels betrayed, not broken. But beyond politics, there's a message here anyone can relate to. Because feeling under siege isn't just about government or media. It's about those moments when life hits harder than expected, when people misunderstand you, when your back's against the wall and you've got to decide whether to fight or fold. Eric says, when that moment comes, you don't hide. You build. You protect what matters. You stay loyal to your truth, even when it costs you everything. Because being under siege reveals who you really are. It strips away the noise, the fake smiles, the applause, and what's left is raw and real. Here's your reflection for today. Think of one area of your life where you feel under attack. Maybe it's your confidence, your dream, your purpose. Now ask yourself, am I defending it? Or am I letting the world take it from me? Stand tall. Hold your ground. Because sometimes the siege isn't there to destroy you. It's there to prove your strength. Love him or hate him, Eric Trump's Under Siege is a story about pressure, legacy, and survival in the modern world. And whether you agree with his politics or not, the question he asks echoes far beyond his family. What do you do when the world turns against you? Do you crumble or do you rise? This is Smart in 5 Minutes, where big ideas fit your busy schedule. If this message made you think, subscribe and stay tuned for more lessons from today's most talked about books, because every story has something to teach us, even the controversial ones.